Welcome to a Q&A. So questions, come at me. Now Ulja Smooth asks, so do I have to keep fingernails long for classical guitar? Well, I mean, officially it's not really necessary, as before they used to play without nails, but if you would like to have a similar sound to what you're used to, you'll probably need to have just a little bit of nail, you know? Now also seriously, if you want to play classical guitar, yes, it will help you a lot to have nails because of the speed, because of the tone, because, I don't know, for instance, if you try to play tremolo without fingernails, it's kind of really sucky. So it changed for a reason. It changed because it's better to play with nails, but it doesn't mean you cannot play without nails. So let's go to the next one. This was my favorite vlog so far. Thank you, gracias Julio, gracias. And then Julio asked, what's the gear that Merce uses? I don't know, Merce, which gear do you use? Are you asking me? I have no idea. So which gear as a performer and as an online teacher? Woo, that's... Okay, I'll try to sum it up. As a performer, I use a Daniele Chiesa guitar with a bump case, with files that are, I don't know, unbranded because it just wore off, so I have no idea. Sandpaper that is micromeshed, with scores that are made of paper. I also use this scotch to put on my nails when I practice too much to not run out of it. I also put sometimes a type of tuner that is Planet Wave. Oh, maybe I also use this tuner. There is the Dario tuner. With it I also use these batteries of 3 balls, flat, like a coin. And I am so damn rich that I don't have one, but 2. Sometimes I just find there too many notes on the score, I just delete them with this, like who cares? Oh wait, I found the 3rd. It's not 1, but 2, 3. I'm a millionaire! Sometimes I also need to measure how difficult back is gonna make my existence. I also use these anti-slippery pads to put on my head so my ideas do not slide away from me. And sometimes I just need a medium for company. Yeah. Well, I don't know, I have here an arsenal of things. Was that really a question about? No, now for real, now something that I use now for practicing, I passed from all paper and books for my scores to everything digital. I took the bother to scan all my scores, my past scores, and the things that I use for working. So technique, repertoire, everything. And I have it now on a tablet. And I use the program Fourscore. I think one day I will make a video on that because it's really good and it really keeps all my study plan organized, and you can make like different libraries, super handy. So one day I think I want to show that because it helped me a lot as a musician. Like I wouldn't have anticipated that just to go from digital to paper. I simply did it because before COVID, traveling for me was a pain in the neck with the fact that I always had many books, many things I wanted to bring with me, and this is a lot thinner. This is just simply like that thin, so it is much less weight that I have. Plus I could bring all my work, all my things, also have access to the email and everything all in one. So also about this tablet partly to teach online, so I can teach basically like if I was just writing on the paper of that student just in front of me. So it's really cool. So for practicing I use the app Fourscore. It's not sponsored whatsoever, I just like it very much. I tested different apps and it helped me really a lot in my practice sessions and my organization. So I think one day I'll make a video because I'm sure you would enjoy knowing some stuff. And also, how do you organize all your music sheet? Oh, I have already answered that. Next one, Casuzoli Denny writes, terrific, always a pleasure to see you back. Thank you. Nice. I really feel very fulfilled when I post finally a vlog because so many hours of editing that it's like So where do you get all this energy? I guess here. Hello, thank you for your nice videos. What do you usually do before a concert if you are nervous? I don't know, I just deal with it. No, okay, when I have to perform, I definitely do not take coffee. Well, I said so many definitelys. Now if one day I take coffee, I will look like I don't know. Well, I don't like to take coffee because I take coffee every day. I love coffee, but in the day of the performance, somehow I'm already alert. My body already produces adrenaline. On top of that, if I add more caffeine, basically I will get this kind of random shakiness that I cannot, control, and it has nothing to do with if I'm nervous or not. So I've learned through the years that when I do not take coffee the day of performance, I might be a little bit nervous or I might be alert and stuff, but I do not have the physical thing of shaking itself, which is a great thing already. So, but if you feel particularly nervous, one little tip I would give you is do not play the fastest part of your repertoire or the fastest part of a piece over and over again, because you're gonna do mistakes and you're gonna freak out about that. So no, 9, nothing. No, just stop it. Just play something really slow, just to count down, or maybe just the part that you enjoy the most musically, because let's face it, I mean, 5 minutes before the performance, it's not like you're gonna fix much. By the way, I just released the 3rd of July my very first single called Quarantine, and it's a brand new piece composed by Andrew Shields, an Irish composer. Really, really lovely music. You will find it in my channel, and actually you can also listen to it in every streaming platform. So give it a listen and let me know what you think. I hope you will enjoy it. And yeah, it was my work during this quarantine time. It can be really busy and it gave a beautiful soundtrack to these weird times. So I hope listening to it, it will give you as beautiful moments as it did to me. The second question of this person was also, what about microphones for your recordings? Which one do you suggest for a live recording? Wow, okay, that's a large topic. Okay, we could get pretty extensive in here, but for recordings, I don't know, I kind of like cardioid. I can't speak anymore. I use the small diaphragm. My gosh, I forgot how to say this word. Diaphragm. Why so weird that in English? I use the Octava MK012. I like them very much. I find that if you position it well and you have a more or less okay room, they can sound pretty nice. But again, recording is a lot more than just a microphone, so I don't know how useful that question might be. But for live performances, I would say, like, if you have to play yourself and if you can avoid yourself to bring all the gear, plug it, sound check and all these things, just avoid it. I don't know, I'm a classical guitar player and it's a pain in the neck to do that. Your mind has to go in other places and you just want to stay for the music as much as possible. If you can, just make the theater or the place where you're playing do this part for you and just trust they're gonna do their job. Or, I mean, you can double check before, but they surely, I mean, they're professionals, so they should do it fine. If you have to record yourself, I would not bother using microphones like you would use in a studio, even though they would sound amazing. But for a live concert, if it's outside, it can be very problematic with the air. And studio microphones, you need an interface and plug to a computer or to the mixer table, and that's the whole thing behind it. I don't know how doable that is for you, but if you have studio microphones, you can just try. But my recommendation, probably to go unsure and yet to have good quality, I would most probably go for the Zoom microphones. It's not sponsored, I just like them very much. I own the H2N just because it was my very first microphone and I wanted to be portable and still in a budget. But if I would have to buy it again, I would probably take the H4N Pro or without Pro, doesn't really matter at this point. And it's a great microphone that you can use live and also in studio. And if you have just a bit more budget and you really think that recording and doing things in the studio is gonna be an important part of you being a musician, invest for the 8. That is actually a really cool one. I hope you enjoyed this little Q&A. Thank you for submitting your questions and I'll see you in the next time.